Hey now, babes, welcome to the motherfucking channel. You are watching Nails by N.A.E, the nail art enthusiast, and I am so glad that you guys have clicked the very first episode of this channel. Y'all, I am super, oh my gosh, excited that you guys are watching this video and that I am able to show my craft and what I have for you guys. The talent, the creativity, everything. I am so glad that this channel has finally started. And what I have in store for you guys today is a strawberry ice cream themed set, and we are just gonna sit back, relax, and get it popping. So guys, I'm just going to give you guys a tutorial, a walkthrough of how we're going to accomplish this set. So let's get started. Right now on the middle finger, we are putting light ivory from Glam and Glitz. And we're going in with scissors, and you want to make sure they're open, all the way open, in order to get those indentations like the ice cream cone has. Like, you know, you see waffle cones or ice cream cones, they always have that like cross pattern. So that's what we're trying to achieve with this look. And then on the pinky finger, we are doing a shade of pink from Glam and Glitz. I'm not sure exactly what it's called. I can have it linked below, or just comment it below later. But we're just going to make an ombre, a really cute, simple ombre, two-tone ombre with glitter on top on the pinky finger. And majority of the acrylics that I will be using today are from Glam and Glitz, besides the one that I am using for the top portion of the ombre on the pinky finger. That is actually a custom acrylic that I use for most of my clients when I do Frenchies. I just mix that, you know, with some shades of pink and then some clear and some white to give it that color, and it's beautiful when doing Frenchies. Right there is a glitter that I am placing in the middle of the nail where the two ombres meet, and then just gently fading it to the bottom, feathering it to the bottom and the top of the nail to give it that effect that I want. So those Fimo pieces, the strawberry slices, we're just going to place those in the nail while the nail is a little wet still, not hard. So when we place them in, they're not going to move anywhere. And then we're just going to go back and then encapsulate that whole entire nail. For the ring finger, we are going to use the same pink shade that we use for the top ombre of the pinky. And we're going to cover that entire nail with a 2-bead method. And then we're going to go back in with that same glitter I used in the middle of the ombre on the pinky at the tip of this nail, and gently feather it up into the middle of the nail for like an ombre effect starting at the pinky. And that glitter is, I forget what it's called, but it is from Glam and Glitz. I believe it's called Fairy Dust or Mystic, but it is very, very pretty and shines through. Like, it is absolutely pretty. It's like my go-to glitter. So yeah, and now on the pointer finger, we are going to cover that entire nail with that shade of pink. It's the same pink that we used for the pinky, and we're going to go in with a 2-bead method again. And the 2-bead method is also my go-to. It's like something that I put in my routine after years and years of practice and stuff. I feel like it does the job. It covers entirely what I need to do when I do extra long nails, you know, even sometimes medium nails. And then I just go back in if I feel it's necessary with, you know, that same colored acrylic, and just fill it in. No problems at all. And now this is the first bead to the ice cream cone, the first scoop. When you do this, guys, make sure your bead is not too wet and not too dry. Reason being is because you want to be able to mold it into your liking without it sliding around on the nail. You don't want to place a wet bead on the nail, because if you do, it's just going to slide off the nail. It's going to go into the crevices and the little slash marks that you made for the waffle cone, and it is going to be really, really hard to get it out. You're going to basically just throw that whole nail away and honestly start over, because there's going to be no way you can get it out. So you want to make sure it's just the right ratio of wet and dry so you can mold it in and play with it and add texture here and there. And also, while you are adding texture, make sure your brush is always clean. So you want to go back on your towel and wipe your brush off after you touch it and you play around with it, because acrylic will stick onto your brush when you have a dry brush. I'm not really going in to the monomer at all. I'm just keeping the dry brush, so that's why I wipe it off. And right there is a dotting tool. The dotting tool actually is going to add more texture to the ice cream cone, because you know, hand dipped ice cream has texture. It definitely does. It definitely does. And right now we are going to encapsulate that glitter. You want to make sure you encapsulate all glitter, all colored acrylic, because when you go back into file, it will come off if you do not encapsulate it. And remember, write this down, pull out your nail book or whatever. Do not build with colored acrylic. I cannot stress that enough. You want to put a fine layer down and then go back in with the clear acrylic to build your apex, to build the strength of the nail, the structure. Never, 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 never build with colored acrylic, because you're just wasting your product, and this stuff is too expensive. Do not waste your product, guys. Right here, we are doing the second scoop of the ice cream cone. And like I said, you want to use like a ratio of a wet and a dry bead. Not too wet, not too dry, like I said before. Just enough that it's not going to flood the cuticle, because since this is considered the cuticle bead, if it is too wet, it will get onto your client's cuticle, and then going back in to file that, if you choose to do so, will be a headache, and the look won't come out how you want it. It'll just look really sloppy. So if you need to work with smaller beads, please do so to achieve the look that you want. And then you just go back in with your brush or your dotting tool to add as much texture as you want and make it look how you want it to look. It's all fun. Like, this design is completely fun. That's what we're doing here. And right here, I am going in and encapsulating that pointer finger. Make sure you encapsulate all the colored acrylic, and you're just gently feathering it down. Work with acrylic. Don't work against it. Just work with it. If it's too wet, you know, you'll see it'll start sliding off like water. It'll just move right off the nail, and then you're wasting your product, because then you have to go back in and keep making the structure, and that's where I find that you're wasting products. So you want to make sure your ratio is good, wet to dry. Keep practicing your ratio, ladies, and you will perfect it and get it to where it needs to be. So this is the very first video of my channel, and I am super excited, like I stated in the beginning of this video, because it is long overdue. I've been wanting to create a YouTube channel when I first started doing nails, and I was back in high school, and I was just like, no, I don't have the platform. No, I don't think I'm good enough. No, I don't want to just put out anything, and this and that and this and that. And then honestly, it was just a bunch of excuses. But you know what? I have reached a pinnacle in my career where I have the platform that I want, and I am super excited to share with fellow nail techs or up and coming nail techs the journey on what it takes to be a nail tech. And this is completely a blessing, and some days it does get overwhelming, but it is a blessing, and I'm so glad that I'm able to share my talents with you guys. Right here, we are using an 80/80 hand file to clean up the shape after the application. I find that using an 80/80 hand file, it is a little coarser, but it does get the job done. I don't cut any clients or anything like that. And for the practice hand, it's perfect. You just want to clean up on the side walls and then make sure your file is parallel with the sides of the nail, and to ensure that you get that tapered square look that we're going for. And then you want to take the file and file on top of the nail to create the smoothness, to make sure everything is seamless and smooth. That's what you want to do. And hand filing is a technique that I have perfected. I used to use the e-file a lot, but I find that I only should use the e-file when perfecting the shape or just cleaning up certain areas. I use the hand file for everything, for all my shaping, and I love how clean and crisp it looks. Like, it's just really, really good. And for that ice cream cone nail, I did not file that nail because it is the art piece, like the centerpiece of the whole nail set, and you don't want to file that because it's going to take away from the art and the texture. You don't want to do that. Stay away from that nail. Just file all the rest of the nails. Hey y'all, I'm back again. So right here we are just using a medium zebra band, sanding band, to just clean up the cuticle area. I don't use my 5-in-1 bit because it's no point. It's a practice hand. And then we're just going to clean up the nails with some swipe, and we're going to go in with base gel from Beetles. If you guys do not have this base gel, it is extremely beginner friendly and it's very affordable. I get it on Amazon, and I always use this as a base for all of my gel art. It does, base gel has a tacky layer, so you don't have to worry about wiping that off at all. You can still create your look on top of that base gel. You won't have any problems. And if you need to just wipe it off, wipe it off with alcohol or swipe, the tacky layer will go away, but that's fine. You can still do your nail art on top of that. On the pointer finger, we are doing a drip design. So we're going to start with the dotting tool to make the initial mark, and then we're going to go in with the liner brush to create the drip, to make it seem like it's falling from the cuticle area. I find that when you're creating the drip effect, it's always easier to create this look with a dotting tool and a liner brush. The dotting tool creates the initial mark, like I stated before, and then the liner brush allows you to start from the mark and go up to where you want the drip to fall from. Y'all, I know liner brushes can cause a lot of problems, but I promise when you practice using them, you will get better and better and better, and your lines will become finer, they will become straighter, and you won't have any problems. Also, shop around for liner brushes. Like, there's all different ones out there, Okay, y'all, so for the ring finger, we are going back in with the dotting tool to create a nice, fun, silly face. I find that using the dotting tool is really, really good when you're creating character art, other nail art, anything, honestly. I use the dotting tool like a pencil. That's what it resembles for me, and it's easier for me to create the shapes, the patterns, the designs that I need, because they come in all different shapes and sizes, from small to big, and then you can use them how you want to use them. We are using that dotting tool again to create a tongue, and that is going to add more character to this little cute face, y'all. I want to apologize in advance for the angle change. I actually got a new tripod and I was so excited, so I wanted to start recording with that. And also, I shoot between clientele, so I record between clientele. When I get like 15 or 30 minutes, I am pulling that set back out to record again. So I do apologize for that, the little switcheroo. But we are using the dotting tool to create the eyes and to color in the tongue. I use a smaller point on a dotting tool because they come in a pack, I believe, of like 5. So I use the smallest one I could find to do more finer detail and to create the shape and the look that I want to achieve. And like I said, I have no problem using a dotting tool. I use it like a pencil. So if you know how to write and you can draw with a pencil, use a dotting tool. Don't make it harder for yourself. Find what's easier for you so you can create the design that you want to without having a headache. Y'all, so this nail, I was trying to create a milkshake kind of look. You'll see what I'm talking about later. You know how like you put the whipped cream or the foam and then there's like little bubbles at the top? I was trying to create that look on this nail. And Lord only knows this nail would be the one to cause me so much trouble. So I ended up honestly wiping it off camera and actually redoing it, the lines to create the like after effect. But this is the bubble look, and you know, it's known on TikTok and YouTube. You probably see like other YouTubers and stuff do it. It's not a new look at all. It's pretty old, but I wanted to try it, and it actually was my first time doing it. So we go back in on the pointer finger and fill in the drip with some sprinkles, because you can't have ice cream without sprinkles. Like, come on, what are you doing? Put some sprinkles on that ice cream. And we're just creating the sprinkles with different shades of pink. Y'all, I love pink, so the first video had to be a set that consisted of pink. But we are outlining that with black. Now I wanted to outline it with black so you could see the contrast, so the colors did not blend in with that pink background, because it started to kind of like fade out and I really didn't like that. But adding an outline to your nail art makes it pop, makes it show, and that's what you want when you're creating nail art. You want to add in as much detail and texture as possible. And I go back in on the ring finger with the liner brush with a darker shade of pink, just to outline the tongue, you know. And I honestly did not have to do this on the ice cream scoop, but I wanted to add more depth. So I used that same pink that I outlined with the tongue and just started to fill in little areas on the ice cream cone to make it more like strawberry. I wanted it to resemble strawberry ice cream, so I feel like adding that color would achieve that look. Now, y'all, I want y'all to go to Amazon right now and pick up McCart's Rhinestone Glue. This glue is the absolute just best thing in the nail game. Like, your nail gems, rhinestones, charms, anything that you are adhering onto the nail, it will not move with this nail rhinestone glue. It's just stuck. It's not moving anywhere. I have clients that get extra long nails that get a whole bunch of gems and rhinestones and charms on their nails, and I put this on there and it does not go anywhere. It stays. So go to Amazon, type in McCart Rhinestone Glue and get yourself some. Pick it up. It's affordable. Pick up a couple, not just one, a couple, and use this and throw out your other rhinestone glue if it's not doing the job and you can't figure out why. This one will do it for you, okay? The rhinestones that I used for this set were AB rhinestones, and then I added in various sizes of flat back pearls to achieve the look that I wanted to. Honestly, when you have a long set and you have a whole bunch of designs, you need to add some bling. You can never go wrong with adding bling to a set. It always makes it come together when you don't know what to add. Just add some bling, yeah. But for the ice cream cone, to give it more of the strawberry look, I added some of those female pieces to the ice cream cone, and I just adhered those on with the McCart Rhinestone Glue again. And then I just used that pink thing that you see is actually like a portable UV lamp, and you can get that off of Amazon. And then I just use that mini UV lamp to make sure everything stays, and then I just put the hand back into the regular UV lamp to make sure everything is solid and it won't go anywhere. So before we get to the final product and the ending of this video, I want to tell you guys a little bit about myself. I am 24 years old and I have been doing nails since I was in high school. I absolutely love doing this. I never thought at first I would be doing nails, but I'm so glad that God put me in a position to be able to do nails and to become a licensed nail tech. And honestly, this has been one of the best things and the best choices I've ever made in my life, and it has opened so many doors for myself. Okay guys, so I'm just going to put a little pause on that short story of myself, and I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do to complete the look. Right there, I'm adding 2 donuts that I created off camera in between my clients. I created them with this clay that I got off of Amazon, and I just added the icing and the sprinkles with other gel polishes, and then I just adhered them on with McCart rhinestone glue. At the tip of the nail, we're just going to add icing, and then we're going to make it like the top drip with sprinkles, and then we're going to outline it, and that is going to honestly complete the look, guys. Well guys, now the set is finished. All we have to do is top coat it with Beetle's gel top coat. And thank you guys for watching this video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and click that bell so you don't miss the next video. Bye.